So there's this saying that a fool and their money are soon parted. Fools are able to make money. They might even be able to keep their money with them for a short period of time, but just like trying to mix oil with water, they always end up separating. And what better evidence of this than the Squid token? So this is, of course, named after Squid Game, which I think is the most popular show on Netflix right now, possibly ever. Apparently so popular that it got a scam crypto named after it. Now, those of us who have traded crypto before, we can just tell from looking at this chart that this is one hell of a rug pull that took place here. Okay, look at how this thing pumped. It went up to almost $3,000 for one squid and then down to fractions of a penny. And the developers were able to run away with a little bit over $2 million. But honestly, you shouldn't even have to look at the charts for Squid token to know that it is a scam, because really it just follows the same formula that so many other scam coins have followed, just to a much greater effect. So Scam Tokens 101, just create a cryptocurrency that is going to have a big amount of hype behind it. Now, you could do that by creating an actually useful cryptocurrency, but that takes a whole lot of work. So it's much easier to just pretend to be affiliated with a company like SpaceX. You could call it SpaceX coin, right? Anyone who sees it is going to think, oh, SpaceX must be involved with this. Or you could be affiliated with a celebrity, create the Joe Rogan coin. Or better yet, why not act like your coin is affiliated with a show that over 100 million people have watched, whose premise is about playing games with terrible odds in order to make a whole lot of money. And of course, the final touch for a scam coin is to make it really difficult for people to sell it once they buy it, which I will explain in a few minutes. So this is what the squidgame.cash site looked like. I have it loaded up in the Wayback Machine because if you try going to squidgame.cash in your browser, you can see that the site is down. So this was definitely a full rug pull. You know, the devs, they disappeared. Actually, I don't even think that the devs even really left any trace of who they are, because if we go to the bottom of this site, none of these are real people. Okay, I'm almost certain that all of these images are taken from thispersondoesnotexist.com. So this is a site that can generate profile pictures of people who do not exist. And, you know, maybe 8 or 9 times out of 10, it's actually really difficult to tell that this is not a real person. Sometimes the AI does screw up a little bit. Like, I haven't really noticed any really terrible screw-ups just in these ones so far. Like, I don't know, this guy's nose looks a little bit messed up. So you can see sometimes the AI does screw up. But again, just to get a dozen or so pictures, you can just go on here for maybe 5 minutes, refresh a few times, and then there you go. You have enough profile pictures to try to create a bunch of team members like we have down here. But you don't even have to be an expert in photo forensics to tell that these people are fake. All right, just look at their work experience. So the CEO of this project, Squid Game or whatever, he's got 5 years of work at Netflix, right? 5-year Netflix, because of course the grammar is horrible all over this website, and there's spelling mistakes and inconsistencies. But you would think there would be some record of, you know, like David Canny working at Netflix for 5 years. I mean, I guess it depends on what exactly he did at Netflix. But how about this person, right? Christian Abigail, a designer, work, again, 6-year, not years, of experience. But, you know, they're a designer. Okay, and it just says 6-year experience. So it's like, you know, 6 year of what? They could have been designing corporate logos, or they could have been drawing, you know, lewd mangas. Who knows? And then you have a lot of this type of stuff, right? Where the work is just self-worker. Like this guy, Lawrence Dan, is a self-worker. This person's a self-worker. This person's a self-worker. I'm pretty sure what they mean to say is self-employed, because self-worker, I mean, I don't even know. Like this one just says self-work. What is that supposed to mean? That makes it sound like you're a recovering heroin addict that's doing self-work trying not to relapse. Like obviously whoever wrote up this page, again, a common thread amongst many different, not even just crypto scams, but scams in general, somebody who doesn't really know English, right? Like they're using Google Translate. Maybe they don't really know English at all, or it's definitely not their first language. It's just like when you get the calls from the IRS or from someone pretending to work for Microsoft or Apple support, and they say that their name is John Doe and they work in like Wisconsin or something like that, but they just obviously aren't. So these are the different games that supposedly you'll play. Well, we'll get into that in a moment for how this whole thing supposedly works. Here we have partnerships. So again, this is the kind of thing that you should verify before investing in something, okay? If someone says that they're partnered with Netflix or Microsoft or CoinGecko, this should be fairly easy for you to verify. You should be able to go to these websites and see some mention of the Squid token. But of course, you can't do that because they just lied about all of these affiliations. I'm surprised that they didn't also just say that they're affiliated with the Rothschilds and some Saudi princes. And hell, why not just say that like Elon Musk is your cousin, right? And he's going to invest $10 billion into the Squid Game. So make sure you play today. But what I really think is the most ridiculous part of this scam is that even if it wasn't a rug pull, even if this Squid Game did work the way that it says it does, it would still be a horrible investment for everyone. Everyone would lose money on this. So if we take a look at the white paper, we can see how the Squid Game is supposed to work. Okay, so we're on games. So you buy the said Squid tokens, okay, and use those as an entry fee, essentially. You pay a certain amount of Squid to play each of the games, same games from the show. So now let's say, for example, that a Squid token is worth $1 each. And remember, if we look at this chart again, let's see. It looks like if you wanted to get it at $1, you would have had to get it a little bit early on, right? Because these last few days it was above, and then obviously like around the 1st of November, it skyrocketed, went to the moon. So obviously some people who bought into this were paying more than $1 each, but we'll just assume that to keep the math simple. So you pay 456 Squid or dollars to get into the first game, red light, green light, and then it's the idea of the game is red light, green light, like from childhood if you haven't played it. And so a certain amount of people are going to get eliminated. They just lose that $456. Then a certain amount of people are going to pass, and then they go on to the next game. And I think they also say, yeah, here, winners can get 456 Squid refund and be eligible to play the next one. So I guess technically the first one, obviously there is an upfront cost of the 456 Squid, but you get it back. That isn't the case with any of the other games, by the way. So next you do the candy game where you have to like cut out a little sugar candy that's in a certain shape. This is $1,000 to enter, okay? And they say that you get 30 seconds to do it, and again, this is something that's going to be botted because you're playing it online, allegedly. Like, these are screenshots from, I guess, how the game is supposed to look. So you can see something like this. I guess you're supposed to use your mouse, or maybe you're supposed to use like an iPad. People are going to cheat in this. They're just going to use a bot to like trace out this line and probably try to DDoS the servers or stuff like that to make other people lose. Any online games like this, where there's money to be made, there are shenanigans at play, okay? Look at RuneScape as a perfect example, right? This is a legit game, but anytime there's a lot of money at stake, like if you're doing Duel Arena or something, shenanigans tend to take place. Okay, then we have Tug of War. So this game is as simple as it sounds. Frequency of click will be transferred into power. So people are just going to use auto clickers for that. And 20 players will be formed into one group competing with the other 20 players. So again, you better hope that you're on a team where everybody's cheating and everyone's hacking, because if not, you're just going to lose, right? Just like in the show, you have to depend on other people to win for you as well. So even more opportunity for like collusion and sabotage. And that's 2,000 squid or $2,000 to get in. Then there's marbles. So now we're in, let's see, I think this is 7,000 altogether. Yeah, so we're in 7,000 just to start marbles. And 2 teams are given 2 sets of 10 marbles. One of them must obtain all of the marbles without using violence. This is an online game. I don't even know like how you would do that. It looks like they try to make you play a game like this, but I don't know if you're just like forced to play or what. I feel like people are going to try to hack you and like, I don't know, try to take over your computer and make you just throw all your marbles away. So we're in $7,000, and at the end of this, you win a set of marbles NFTs. Now, I'm going to skip past the rest of the games because this is where it becomes relevant, is you getting this marble NFT. So let's scroll down a bit to where they actually explain the marble token. And they explain the squid token too, so you can see like it has an 800 million supply, and you can look at all the tokenomics, but I'm not even going to get into it because it's a rug pull. Who cares? So Marbles token is inspired by SLP from Axie Infinity. As you can see, Squid implements innovative anti-dump mechanisms. So buying in the market is going to release selling credits with a rate of 2 to 1. Marbles is the token built on BSC chain as the key for Squid Game. So obtaining marbles without using violence is the key to Squid, and then the marbles holders, they have the right to trade Squid freely. So basically, you need the marbles in order to actually sell this Squid token. Without marbles, you can't actually sell this stuff. And then you need them in a ratio of 2 to 1 to be able to trade them. So even if this was real and you played the game and you won the jackpot, you just get Squid. You cannot try to turn that into a more valuable cryptocurrency or sell it for some real money without the marbles. And the only way to get marbles is by either playing the game over and over again to stack marbles, or maybe you can try to buy them on some third-party market, but obviously people are going to jack the price of the marbles up because they realize that you need it to sell the Squid. And what's probably going to happen with the price association of marbles and Squid is that Squid will go down and marbles will go up. They're constantly going to be going in the opposite direction, meaning that the return that you would get from Squid is just going to be worse and worse. So your best bet to make money might actually be to play the game, but the problem is your odds of winning are astronomically low, and they're actually impossible for you to win unless you use bots or some other kinds of cheats, because ultimately this game is just going to become an arms race for who can create the best bots to play each of these games. And if we look at the tokenomics of the marbles, there's only 900,000 marbles that are going to be released every single day. And the winner of the jackpot isn't even going to get any of these marbles, because if I understand correctly, the marbles NFT is given out to everybody who wins the marble game. Yeah, it says winners will get a set of marbles NFTs. It doesn't say how much is in a set, but presumably this is when that 900K marbles is given out each time. So the jackpot winner is only getting a fraction of these marbles here. And it's always going to cost you 7,000 Squid just to get to this point. So it's basically just this casino roller coaster that goes round and round with you trying to get both the Squid and the marbles. And by the way, because the marbles are released at such a slow rate compared to Squid, you know, there's 800 million Squid compared to the 900,000 marbles. It's going to take years and years for everybody to get enough for the Squid, like for each of the Squid to have transacted one time. So this is going to be like going to a casino where all you can do is just make a really big bet on black at the roulette table, and if you hit, like if you win that one, the only way you can cash out is if you can win 10 hands of blackjack in a row. And everyone else is going to be counting cards and looking at each other's cards. So you better hope that you're the best card counter and card looker out there. You would have to be mad to play a game like that. You would have to be mad to buy Squid. But I guess this part of the website was the only honest part, which is that only one winner is going to take the whole reward. Just so happens that that one winner is the developer.